Hello everyone, welcome, welcome. We are going to paint on a cutting board tonight. I've got several of these, so I've been trying to do something different on them to get them ready for my craft show. And tonight, y'all have been guessing on what you thought it would be. So many different things we can do. Let's see, so far we've done a Santa, a gingerbread man, and a denim look. I was looking at them with a sunflower on it. So tonight we're going to do a little bit of painting, but also we are going to use this gorgeous napkin on here. Isn't he pretty? I know I've done some things with him before, but trying to use up some of the supplies that I've got. Okay, I've got you guys right, so it's wrong for me. So again, you can read everything and you can see that I'm painting right-handed, but everything looks backwards to me. So give me some grace here because it feels really weird. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So nobody guessed a chicken. You all guessed fall colors, and so I guess that's kind of right because it does have fall colors in it, but it'll be something you can use all year round. So I debated on whether to put half circles on here or hearts, but I decided to go with little buttons to go on the corners of it. And I've got a scratchy voice tonight, so I apologize. So let me bring you down. Let's see. Hi, Nancy. Hi, Jean. Let me get pulled up over here on my iPad so we can try to read some comments as I go. All right, looks like we are up and running. Okay, so let's bring it down. I've got some tape taped down, sticky side up, to put these buttons on so that they'll be a little bit easier to paint. And I didn't want it to be orange. I debated on several different colors, but I decided to go with, this is Anita's Terracotta. So that's what we're gonna go with, Anita's Terracotta. And that's what I'm going to be painting the buttons, and we'll do some shading on here. This is a little bit rough, so I'm just going to take a piece of sack. I've put 2 coats of buttermilk on it. Light, it's not light buttermilk, it's just buttermilk. Typically I use white when I'm doing napkins, because whatever color you do your background with napkins, I'm just smoothing it out now with a piece of paper sack. You can also do it with wax paper or excuse me, or parchment paper. Let me go ahead and grab a drink. Okay, or parchment paper, and that just makes it smooth without sanding it. All right, so let's get a little bit of this terracotta here. I'm going to shade around it, and then we will add our buttons and then add something else to it. But thanks for all your guesses. If you're new, I am Pam Savage, owner of Young at Heart Creations. I like to paint, I love to paint, and I enjoy teaching others how to paint as well. If you've never painted before, what is stopping you? It's so much fun, and it's so much easier than it looks. You've just got to get started. And if you're afraid to start it on an actual piece, then practice on some cardboard, scrap wood, just anything you have. My husband knows not to leave anything laying around unclaimed for very long, or it goes in my craft room to be painted. Okay, so again, this is Anita's Terracotta. And this color went really well with the napkin, so I just decided to go with it. But there's several different colors in that napkin you could pull it. You could even use a cinnamon color, even creamy color. So this way you don't get the paint all over your fingers. It's stuck down and they can be drying while we move on. It's been a long, busy, crazy day for me. I had doctor's appointments for my dad this week, and then today I had my appointments or appointment down in McKinney, which is south of us, and it's about 30 minutes because it's on the other side of McKinney where the doctor's office was. So I went down there to do that. Had to run a couple of errands on the way back. Got here and thought, okay, I'm going to go ahead and eat supper so my stomach won't be growling during the live. And I get out of the car and go to walk in our back door through our garage, and there's a hummingbird laying there. And his wings are all spread out. His tail is just completely spread out. And he had gotten, evidently, stuck up in the garage and couldn't figure out how to get out. And he was just so overheated. Had I been probably 10 or 15 minutes later, he would not be alive. And I still don't know if he's going to make it, but I immediately put everything down, put my purse and everything down on the workbench and grabbed him up and took him out to the hummingbird feeder and started trying to get some water down him, and just, got him in the shade. And he was still, his little eyes were open and he was breathing, but he just wasn't doing anything. So I just kept working with him. I knocked on the window and got Mr. Pam out there. So we worked with him. Finally, his little tongue, he started drinking. We spent probably an hour with him or her. I don't know what it was. I don't know how to tell the difference with hummingbirds, but anyway, we got him to finally sitting up, and he was drinking, not out of the flower part, but we would get little bubbles of water and put his little beak in it, and he would start drinking it that way. And he finally sat up and started flapping his wings, and we got him to where we could sit him on the perch of the bird feeder, but he couldn't figure out how to get his beak in there. So I'm thinking it might have done some damage to him. I don't know, but I finally took him off the bird feeder because the other birds were starting to hurt him, the other hummingbirds. So I took him off. He did fly down. He kind of fell off, but he flew and kept himself from hitting the ground. So that was a good sign. So I don't know, but I just couldn't stand it. I just talked to him and said a little prayer for him. I know it's just a bird, y'all, but it's something that's alive. And I love my birds, and they know I love them. Okay, I just got a little bit dampness on this shade around it in this color. I'm going to use an angle brush. And we'll just go right around that edge. And I just put a little bit of water on it on my brush as well. Isn't that pretty with that color? I really like it. And I think it's going to look really pretty with the colors. Whoops, wrong way. In that rooster. This is what it looked like to begin with. Just plain, and you could paint something on the back of it. If you wanted to. All right, let's go. I think I'm going to go all the way around. I'll do the sides first, let it dry just a little bit, and then we'll do the edges around. Hi, Dixie. The darker color is called, this is Anita's. I know Ceramcoat also has it. I don't know what it's called in Deco Art. It may be the same thing, but it's terracotta. This is Anita's terracotta. This is like a terracotta pot. Definitely has orange in it, but it's just a little bit milder than your other oranges. And we're going to do some other things on it to kind of break it up also. So many different ways to do your floating, your shading, highlighting this way, but I've just found this is an easy way for me. I'm just putting it on the toe. I got the board a little bit wet, putting it on the toe of my brush, which is the long part of an angle brush. The tall part, I dip it back in water, just kind of dip it off a little bit, and then blend it in and put it to the outside of whatever you're working on. And look how pretty that is. But if you're a beginner, don't let it intimidate you that you've never done shading or anything before. That comes along with practice. You missed the guessing game, Peggy. I'm sorry. It is a good fallish color. Hi, Nene. Hello, Miss Crystal. No, it was not Christmas, which is unusual for me this time of year. Hi, Ashlyn. There's my Miss Jean. Okay, let's get a little moisture on here. I think I'm just going to leave the hole in the cutting board as is. I don't think I'm going to do anything to it. See, I let that dry, so if I hadn't of, it would be wiping that off that I just put on. You were shocked it wasn't Christmas. Well, I've been doing some Christmas too. I just haven't been able to do it live because I've just been having to run in between doctor's appointments and get done what I can. Still don't know anything with my dad. The neurologist said definitely they need to do some testing, that something is, his balance is just so off. And so they're going to do some MRIs, a couple different appointments for that, and then heart monitor. And so we've been, anyway, it's a lot of appointments and a lot of upcoming appointments. So I'm just ready to get to the bottom of what it is for him so they can get him treated, help him to feel better. Haven't decided if I'm going to paint the edges or leave them raw, because there's a lot of the raw wood color in the napkin. Here in it. Okay, so we've got it. Straighten you up a little bit there. Okay, I think our buttons are also almost ready. I've got to see where I didn't get some of the edge, so let me get that done right quick before I forget. On this side, surprised y'all weren't hollering at me. Finish the buttons. You missed it. Y'all are usually good about catching me, but it was out of your sight. You couldn't see it, so you're forgiven. You know, it is just 2.5 weeks until I leave for Florida to go have a wonderful time at Tamara Bennett's live event, Southern Adornments Decor Live. I think she's still got tickets left for in-person, and I don't know about in-person, but I do know she at the first part of the week, she had some virtual tickets where you had two choices. You could be a fly on the wall and just kind of see a few things, or you could be virtually live with us. There's going to be 6 projects. I haven't even seen all the projects. I just know the one I'm doing. We're not allowed to say anything. It's supposed to be a surprise. But I've got 47. Well, this round I'm doing right now will be 47 hats. So it looks like I'm going to be able to get maybe 60 hats done, not 100. But I didn't know medical things were going to pop up. So I'm going to be just thrilled with that. I'm going to take that jacket that I painted and a couple more things like that. I'm looking very, very forward to it. Hello, Marie. Hi, Shelly. Thank you so much for hopping on. Hi, Dina. Shelly's one of my painting partners when I worked at the bank. Haven't got to paint with her in a long time. Okay, so we've got this base coated. Now I want to take the napkin and I just cut around it. I haven't separated it yet. I cut around it. I meant to iron that wrinkle out. It's where the napkin was folded, but I think it will be okay. Okay, so I need to separate the pieces, and what I did, yes, I did lick my finger and thumb a little bit just to get it a little sticky. It's your germs, not somebody else's, so you'll be okay. Okay, so there's one ply, and I can see the chicken or the rooster, but I should be able to see it almost like this, so I know that there's got to be another ply there. Surely there is. Yes. And sometimes it just might take you a minute. Let's try to get it down here. There we go. You want to be very careful tearing the layers off. And if you'll read on your package, it'll tell you how many plies it is. This one was a 3-ply, and that counts the top ply that has your picture on it. Okay, now I don't want harsh edges around it. And again, normally I would do white under this, but this has this color, this buttermilk color, as its base, so I think we'll be okay by not doing white. I think it's going to be all right. But I'm going to pull the edges a little bit around to soften them, kind of tear them a little bit. If my fan will quit blowing it. So I'm just going to get it wet. Not soaking it, I'm just getting it damp. And we'll peel around the edges. And you know what? I forgot to get my Mod Podge out. I usually open the lid on it before I go live because it's noisy. You want to be careful and not pull down into the picture. So let me see if I can do this without doing any damage to it. And I'm just where I got it wet, pulling that napkin off just to give us kind of a torn look. I just like it on this project. Now, some projects you may want the straight edge, but I like the kind of rough edges on something like this. Okay, so I'm just going to go around again with some water, and I'm just using clear water. You don't want to use dirty water, but I haven't really done anything in this water yet, so it's still safe. You want to be careful and not tear his beak off. Now you just heard that tearing noise. You don't want to hear that. You want it to be moist enough that you don't hear that. And I'm not making them even on purpose. My fan's blowing it everywhere. But it is too hot to be without the fan. 107 here today, and it's September. But this is supposed to be our last week of the hot temperatures. And they're saying we may get some rain, that we will most likely get some rain. And y'all, we haven't had any measurable rain here in about 2.5 months. So our yards are dry. A lot of places are on water ration. No watering the yards except for certain days. And we're out in the country and we haven't heard anything about that yet. And a lot of our schools are having to let out early because it's hot, even with the air conditioners running. They've asked everybody to cut back from the certain times during the day to try to save the grid from having to shut down, having blackouts. So it's been pretty serious business here. They're saying we definitely should get some rain Tuesday and Wednesday. We need it. The birds need it. The plants need it. Okay. I think that's going to be all right. Let me look at it a second here. Yes, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so I've got him all torn, ragged up. I don't know how you say it. Okay, and I'm sorry for the noise, but I'm going to have to open this lid with a knife. So I'm going to have to do some pounding. Take all my frustrations out in 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. I'm a new person. New person, that's all it takes. Doesn't take much. Thank you, Dixie. Thank you so much. Well, Marie, you'll be watching from home, but I got to pack with the projects. Oh, well, I'm glad you'll be getting to watch. Marie, I think I'll be able to get 60 done for this, but I've actually done almost 100, but they just sold. The other one sold before I started saying, oh, I can't sell anymore until after the event. Okay, so I'm going to just put some matte Mod Podge on. And of course, I would see this in a kitchen, dining room maybe. Definitely country farmhouse. Okay, I think that'll get it. I'm going to stand up here a second so I can position it. Okay, I need to go out a little bit further with the Mod Podge. You don't want those edges rolling up. You want to make sure you get them glued down. I just wasn't sure. You could have made a little pencil mark or chalk mark around it to see how far out to go. Okay, let's get some over his head. Have y'all priced Mod Podge lately? When I bought this one, and it is 32 ounces, it was right at $8. It was a little over $8. It is now right at $14 at Walmart, unless they've changed it in the last month. And those colors look pretty together. Green would have been pretty around it too. I mean, there's just, red would be pretty around it. So many different ways you could go. Okay, let me put the lid on here so it doesn't dry. I know, Peggy, I love this napkin. I ordered it online. I don't remember from who. Hi, Heather. Hello, Miss Roxy. You almost said it. Almost. Okay, so I'm going to get a soft bristle, kind of a chip brush. Just make sure he's down good. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and dry him so that we can go ahead and put a second coat on top, or a coat on top. This is making you want to try to decoupage again now that I know the secret. Yes, it is so much fun. And you just get instant gratification from it because it looks like you just painted your little heart out. But you didn't. But you still make it your own. Okay. That should be good enough. Okay, now let's go ahead and get some on the top of him. And then I will also spray seal it with some spray sealer. But this will just give it a little more protection against moisture, and it will help you to be able to clean it. But if anything wet gets on it, it's not going to hurt it. You want to be careful doing this because you can rip it. Now on this piece, I like the wrinkles that are showing up. I just like it for this piece. Now some I don't, and you can do the iron method. That would keep it from wrinkling. But I love the wrinkles in some projects, and this is one of them. You could have also done, or we could have done, an antique white background and distressed it, dry brushed it. Lots of different ways that you can go with this. I saw somebody else using this napkin the other day. I've had these for a couple of years, but I saw somebody else using it, so I'm hoping they're still in circulation because they're just really pretty. I used, the first ones that I used were on tomato juice cans, tin cans, and they fit perfect because they're tall napkins, and they fit perfect on it to put kitchen utensils in, or just to set, you know, in the kitchen. And anyway, they sold really fast. I painted the cam white. Now your decoupage is going to look like glue, because it is glue. It's going to be all white and milky, but it's going to dry clear. You can see the tails already drying. Okay, and I'm going to put that brush brush in the water immediately so that glue does not dry in it. For the craft show, which is what I'm making these things for, I like to take mostly Christmas. I don't take much fall at all because it's in November and everybody's kind of already past fall and in Christmas mode, but I like to take some things that they can use all year round. It just really, they really sell as gifts because everybody's thinking about Christmas gifts. Okay, so let me get my glue. And I'm using stick fast glue, but my stick fast glue, I don't know if this one will even, it's got some air, but it's split down the side and it's coming out the side. So this might get a little messy. These are wooden buttons that I ordered off of Amazon. Okay, see how it's coming off to the side? So I want to be careful. This stuff is not cheap, so I want to use it as best I can. This also was $7 when I bought it a couple of years ago. Now it is $16 with shipping. Okay. So if I end up gluing my fingers together with this, somebody call Mr. Pam. I know several of you have his number that live local here. Call him and say, because he's at the church building at an elders meeting. So y'all can call his phone number and say, Pam needs you at home. She's stuck to the project. Whoops, I bumped it, didn't I? Bumped it with my arm. I might have to re-glue that one. I don't think I got enough glue on it. Let's put some more. Gotta see which end it's coming, which side it's coming out. Hold it just a little longer there. Okay, so there's what we've got so far. Now let's put some down at the bottom. Concentrating, y'all, so I don't glue myself here. Okay, last one. Ooh, could y'all hear that helicopter going by? We have the emergency helicopter that's just a field over from our house. So we hear him going by all the time. It's actually the fueling station that they're at out here. Okay, so there's the buttons. Isn't he pretty? But I can't leave it at that. I've got glue on my fingers, but I did not glue my fingers together. And I'll have to use fingernail polish remover, gets it off pretty good. Okay, so we've got that done, but I think I want some greenery some vines. So let me grab, okay, do I want this color or, ooh, I think I'm gonna go with this one. Celery green versus Hauser medium green. So I think for the vines, I'm gonna go with this color. It's just a softer color. We'll see what it looks like. If I need to go darker, I can add a little bit to it, but I think it'll be okay. Hi, Linda. You kept it sealed in plastic bag. It came in when I ordered it. Yes, I didn't get a bag with it the first time, and I didn't think about it. But I just ordered another one, and it did come in a bag. This is the bag. I haven't even opened it yet. This is the baggie that it came in. So yes, I will be leaving it in that baggie. But I'm just going to keep cutting that lid down till, I mean the spout down on this one till I can't get any more out of it. Okay, now I hadn't thought a lot about what I was going to do with this from here. But I think I'm going to just do some vines around it. I first thought about using my little tool and doing flowers around it. But it's a rooster. And I thought, no, that would look so fluffy, foofy, girly. So I decided we're going to do this. So let me get a liner brush here. This is a Master's Touch #1 liner. I just got it a week or so ago. So I'm just kind of learning it. Getting the feel for it. It's kind of like when you get new shoes. You just have to break it in. Okay, so, I could just go not all the way around, but just, I think that's what I'll do. We're gonna go, and we might put a flower in the center here, or leaves or something. I don't know. Let's see what we come up with. Okay, I think we'll probably just put some leaves. Maybe in the center. I'm adding a little bit of water to it, to my brush. Just some squiggles, not much pressure. And it's just framing it in a little bit. Let's see if you can see that. There's with, there's without. So I like it with, but it's just your preference. Okay, and then we're going to come up and around. Okay, I am loving this brush. Didn't load it quite enough. Okay. Now we could leave it at just that. I don't know why this is seeming crooked. I don't know if my phone is crooked, but anyway, there we go. Oh, your art style is so soft and gorgeous. Thank you. Thank you, Marie. Hi, Pam Kelly. Yes, the glue got hard. It did. Heather, I got the cutting boards at Walmart. They were with tax. The cutting boards were $6.46. They're $5.97 plus tax. I also bought one this size, and I think we'll probably paint it next week. It's a long one. Oh my goodness, so many things you can put on this. But I'll decide what we're going to put on this one next week, and I think we'll do that. And this also was $5.97 plus tax. It was $6.46 plus tax. So that's your base when you're figuring what it's going to cost to, to sell it. You got to figure that in. You've got to figure in the cost of each button, the cost of paint, the cost of the napkin, the cost of your time. So a lot goes into trying to figure out the cost of them. Okay, I'm not happy with it yet. And it'll have some kind of a little ribbon or probably jute. I will probably just go with jute around here. But I think I do want some leaves. Now let me decide what. I think we just want some green leaves. Let's see. We're going to play around a little bit here. Okay, I'm going to switch to small round. And just at each button, come out with some leaves. And then we'll do some shading and highlighting on those leaves. Okay, where am I here? Just another little step to give it another layer. So where the line starts at the button, that's where I'm putting my leaves. Just little football shapes. Y'all, it was hard coming live and leaving my little hummingbird. I was protecting him, so I'm hoping I put him in a safe place, I hope, where they will leave him alone and let him recoup. And we'll go around and put a second coat on them. And then do just a little bit of shading and highlighting. So how many on here will be going to Florida for the event? Who will I get to see? Marie, you're going, aren't you? I got a little bit of that green on the button, but I'll touch it up. You're doing the virtual, yay! Yes, jute, Dixie. I think too with the colors, I think that's what it needs. Yes, Marie, I've already got a snowman planned on that, but I think a Santa would be really cute too. Thank you, Roxy. Thanks, Linda. Nene and Christy are going. Of course, it wouldn't be an event without y'all. Well, Nene, I don't have near the stuff in my booth that we had at the Dallas one. So you and Chrissy won't have to work hard putting my booth together. It's just going to be about 3 little tables. When we went to the Dallas one, I had not normal what I take to a craft show, but we still had a lot of stuff. We're trying to get it set up, and Nene and Christy came by, and thank goodness they helped us get it all set up. Make these a little larger. Okay, so I'm going to go through real quick and put a second coat. I'll do some shading and some highlighting. And these don't even have to be perfect. Anytime you put greenery and stuff that looks like flowers, it's going to look like plants. Okay, do I want to up here? Let's... We are praying that we don't have any hurricane or storms during the live event. Hurricane season should be pretty much over by then. And we'll put something in the center of those leaves to kind of connect them up here up top. Okay, now let's take some Hauser Dark Green and put on the bottom of the leaves, and then we'll take some Anita's Lime and use to do the highlighting on them. From June to December. Oh, I thought it was over with in September. Okay, Nene, thank you. Oh, you don't get to go, Marie. Got the new office space and have to pinch my pennies. Yes. Well, that is so worth it. Your space is looking awesome. Okay, y'all, I try to remember to say this every time, but if you're on here and you have a business, a crafting business, please link your page or your Etsy shop or whatever it is that you do, so the ladies on here can go check you out. I think I did a second coat on that one. Okay, so the helicopter went by. Now the train's tooting his horn. Okay, so I'm just going to use this little liner brush, and we're going to go in with that dark Hauser. just on the bottom of the leaves, so I'm going to consider to the outside the bottom. Not even really a full, not floating. I'm basically just lining it. It's so tiny. A little bit of water in my brush. Okay, so there's the difference that it makes. Kind of a wash effect. And that means the paint's just really watered down. Okay, now let's do some highlighting with the lime. You can also use yellow or Hauser light green. It's not quite as light as what you're going to get with the lime. And I literally just have this much and really didn't even need that much of a dot for this. I'm getting most of it off of my brush. Okay, I'm even going to soften it with my finger a little bit. And remember, your colors always are going to go, they're going to dry darker than what they are. Okay, let's do this side. And I know that's hard to see on camera because it is so tiny, but it's really made a difference. Very loose. A second coat on these. A little more water here. We kept Jack Tuesday, little Jack. Oh, he is trying so hard to just say everything, just all at once. Since he's walking, he decided he needed to start talking too. And we even got him to say, now you would have to know what we were trying to get him to say and be there to understand that's what he was saying, but Grammy and Papa knows he said it. Anyway, he said, I love you, but it was, I owe you. So I don't know. I can't say it like he did, but we took it. We had so much fun with him. Okay, so let's put some highlight up here. And not really leaves. We're just trying to give kind of an illusion of leaves. Okay, what else do y'all think it needs? Size of the jute. Sometimes less is more. Let's get some jute and see what it looks like. Let me grab some. Okay, I've got a short piece here. I think it's going to be maybe too short. I don't know. We could just do it like this and do a knot. I'm not going to tie it real tight because I'm probably going to change it. I'll have to cut it just a little bit. Okay, so we can do it like that with just the piece of jute there. Of course, I'll straighten it up when I'm not backwards on the camera. Or we could, I looked through my ribbon and I just didn't have any ribbon that I liked with it. Come on. Or I could go with a longer piece and wrap it. Tape was sticking to me. So I can wrap it 3 or 4 times. Let's bring you up while we're doing this. There we go. So I can wrap it a few times, give it a little bit heavier look, and then tie it and clip it. A little looser. And then of course we would shorten these. So which you like? You like more of the jute around the handle? And then it's even long enough we could even do a bow or just a knot. Of course I'll have to straighten it up and get it even and everything, but have it hanging down a little bit. This piece is way too long here. Okay, so what do y'all think? More jute. Raffia would be good too, but Heather, I am completely out of raffia. I don't have any. I need to get some. I meant to get some at the Dollar Tree and I forgot completely. I may wait and get some. Either would be cute, I think. Okay, so I'm not going to glue this down. I'm going to wait till I get some raffia. And see which I like best. May add both. Who knows? All right, but I think it turned out okay. And because the napkin color was that buttermilk color already, it worked putting the buttermilk on it. But had I put green or anything like that, that color would have shown through the napkin. So we don't want it, you know, you don't want it doing that. Now there may be times when you do want that. You know, you want that for sure if you're doing something special with it. But if you're wanting the true colors of the napkin to come together, I mean to come out and show, then you need to do the white. Or in this case, it worked because that's the color that the napkin was. Let me grab the napkins and show you. So maybe you can look for some online. They are by, I don't even know what that is. It's called a guest towel, and they were $8 a package. Buffet guest towel. It's 33 by 42, 3-ply, and it's from FCS. FCS. So this is, let's see how tall they are. They are 8 inches tall, and so you get, I think 4, I don't know if they're full. Okay, so you get 2 full roosters and then 2 half roosters. So I'm not sure what I would put this on. I mean, there are some things that you could do with it to show that he's, you know, kind of half off or coming on. Like a piece of wood or something, you could show that he's coming half on and half off. But you do get 2 full chickens, and then you get all this pretty decorative stuff that you could also use and that we could have put up here too. So there's a lot of things. I don't throw away the scraps. I mean, I make sure that I keep my scraps. But I have sold several of these on different things. So, and I'm not sure what this says. I wrote chicken on here, but it's looks like 1 hour. I'm not sure what that says. Right here in the circle. Maybe y'all know. But I got them online. I just went on Amazon and put in chicken napkins, and these popped up. I think it actually was in somebody's Etsy shop. They're made in Germany. But really pretty colors. I've been very, very happy with them. I was going to put it on here, but it didn't fit. I didn't get enough of the chicken on it. I wasn't pleased with it, and it was just, I don't know, it was just a little bit awkward. I probably could have worked with it a little more and figured it out. But, okay, so that's all I'm going to do to this tonight. I'm going to go get some raffia and see if I like that. I think I'm going to like it a lot on there. So I think that's probably what we'll end up doing. But that's JHR maybe? I know, it's kind of hard to tell. I'm not sure. But if you put in rooster or chicken napkins in Etsy or Pinterest or just Amazon like I did, that I think they should come up. They were a little pricey, but I don't remember how many were in a package. But you can definitely make your money back. You just have to make sure you charge enough. That's my problem. I never charge enough, and hubby and everybody else says, nope, you need to add this much more or you're just going to be breaking even. I said, I know, but I want them to get a deal. He said, you can't run a business by always giving deals. So that's my weakness, because I always want y'all to get a deal. It is a pretty napkin. Okay, I think that's it for tonight, y'all. I did it in an hour. In 1 hour. That's awesome. Now, next week, I will have to go early next Thursday. I'll have to go earlier. I'm not sure how early yet, because I will be teaching on, or I'll be doing something live on somebody's Facebook group. I mean, their private group that they have, their membership. So it's not open to the public. So I've been invited to do that. And So I will go live earlier next Thursday, but I will let you know what time. Thanks, Miss Roxy. Miss Roxy got the Santa that we did last time. So I bought 10 of these yesterday. So I'm planning on doing some Santas and some more gingerbread men as soon as we get back from the event, because I've got to do hats until the event. But this will definitely be in the craft show. I mean, how much fun was that? And again, you could put hearts, you could put, let's see, I said buttons, hearts, something else I had, I forgot. Oh, the little half circles. You could put those on there, or you could not put anything at all, but it would be pretty to bling it up a little bit. You could even put some jewels here. So lots of different things that you could do with it. Okay, that's it tonight, lady. I gotta go check on my hummingbird and see how he's doing. I hope he's okay. I'm gonna go check on him and see if there's anything else I can do. I may be sugar watering a hummingbird till midnight tonight to see if I can revive him. Thanks, Miss Nene. All right, I will see you next week, if not before then. Thanks, guys, for hopping on. Don't forget to sprinkle. I'm at, let's see, 1,540, y'all. I just got to 1,500 last week. I think it was last week I got to 1,500 and we did the Happy Meal, or maybe it was the first part of the week, I think. And I'm already at 1,540. You guys are amazing. You're wonderful. I love you. All right. Good night and have a great weekend. Bye-bye.